Welcome to all of you. Thank you for hooking up with me. This is Monday Morning Matters. Welcome to this live broadcast show, Facebook and YouTube. Thank you for hooking up with me. Thank you for all the people who are liking and commenting. I'm Niyi Dunmade. I'm the founder and the CEO of Magnicraft Consulting. Magnicraft Consulting is a church consulting firm that helps local churches to grow healthier through empirical assessment, training, and strategic blueprints. Okay, I'm also a certified church consultant with the Society for Church Consulting in the US. And so I want to just give you some good, before we go into the continuation of ways to increase church attendance. We've done quite some good videos in the past. We're going to talk on ways to increase church attendance today. We've done 1 to 10. I'm going to take a couple of number of them today. I've done 8 tips to grow your local church to a mega church. We have also done, these are all on the Facebook and on YouTube especially, tips to assimilating guests to your church today. And then we also done how to read and study the Holy Bible. I don't want to go into this, but go into the YouTube channel, subscribe to our YouTube channel, go to the playlist. You're going to see some of these very short, powerful, and very relevant to your church. Communicating new vision, and then we also have succession planning in churches, and then we also have why are people not coming to my church? That's Church Growth 101. Church Growth 101. And so I just want to go a couple of more into the ways to increase church attendance. Do us a share, do us a comment if you are hearing me. Do us a comment and let me know where you are listening to me from. Okay, the last time we had this discussion, ways to increase church attendance. And so we stopped at number 10. Okay, but we're going to do some preamble before we go to number 10. There are many things that churches do in a wrong way to grow or to add attendance. There are many things you can do, doing the wrong things, not doing the right things, but you can grow. But that growth will not last long. And so we're trying to say that we should get to the quadrant 4, which is doing the right things, whether you are growing or you are not growing. I can tell you that there are more things you can do for your church to grow than there are more things for your church not to grow. So don't think that good things are scarce, but just get yourself away from the box and you'll be able to get some good tips on how your church can grow. I was saying that on the green box is where every church needs to be. On the green box, on the screen, that's where the front door is very active. That means that people are flocking into your church. people are coming into your church and people are being established into your church. But you see, when we get to the yellow box, that's where the maintenance mode is at the peak of the Bellevue, and that's where you have a zero net of what the people that are coming to your church and the people who are leaving your church. But you see, what I want us to guard against is the red box. The red box on the other side of the Bellevue curve is where we should avoid. And that's where the back door is very, very much active than the front door. Okay, we are actually going on a decline, maintenance mode, preservation mode, dropout rates is high, life support, and all that stuff. And so we need to find our way back to the green box by doing something to make sure that attendance is on the increase in our churches. So every church gets to that yellow box, but what do we do? How can we effect a change? How can we make the right choices to make sure that we don't drift downwards, we don't go into distress, we don't go into denial, we don't go into disappointment and death, and go make sure that the back door is actually much more active than the front door. We have to start to think of ways at which we begin a new chapter towards getting an upward trajectory. And so the Bible verse we read is Genesis chapter 1 verse 28. God desires that will be fruitful. God desires that will multiply. We should replenish the earth and subdue it. That is God's desire. And if you look in the pages of the Act of Apostles, you can see that people were added to the church on a daily basis in great numbers. Daily were added. 3,000 when were added in one meeting, 5,000 were added, multitudes were added. They created a movement in Jerusalem, in Judea, Samaria, and the uttermost part of the earth. And so that's what God desires for us in our local assembly. So we stopped at number 10. And number 10, seek advanced commitments, contributions, and participation in worship in the coming year. So if the coming year 2022, can you begin to look at your workforce, look at your membership? How can you have 75% of attendance in the coming year to be given as advanced commitment, advanced contribution, advanced participation in worship service, so that you can be able to maintain your church attendance for a long time? You know, one of the things that's making a negative turn on our attendance is infrequency of attendance. I've said that in a couple of our broadcasts in the past. So that's the last where we stopped. We're going to go more in number 11. Number 11 says, encourage mutual responsibility and accountability for each other's attendance. Okay, no matter how large your church is, can you break them down into like 12 disciples of network, whereby people are accountable, people are mutually responsible? In my church, we have a team called Tracking Unit, where the Tracking Unit has a way of tracking every of the workers through the head of department, through some form of tracking form. And that's a way, you see, people don't just exit the back door. They give you symptoms, they give you signs, they give you some leads. And if you are not conscious of those leads, how people are exiting, they revolve around the back door before they hit the back door. And if you are sensitive to those body languages, you are able to arrest them before they hit out of the back. Because if they hit outside the back door, it's a lot of work to get them back into the church. So encourage mutual responsibilities, accountabilities for each other's attendance. Check on one another, have some accountability partner, so that people are actually watching out for themselves in the church where they attend regularly. I know some people usually want to go into the church Nicodemously, but you have to make them comfortable or uncomfortable in Nicodemus attitude, and getting them to have some form of accountability and mutual responsibility for each other's attendance. Number 12, evaluate the musical theology. Okay, next to the message, because if your service is, let's say, 1 hour, I know more than 75% of that 1 hour will be on message. And usually most churches are very good with message delivery because the pastor is the only one doing the show and is going to do some proper preparation. But you see, next to the sermon, there's another segment of the service that takes another chunk of the service, which is praise and worship and choir ministration. So if you want to begin to get a top-notch worship experience in your church, you need to begin to evaluate your musical theology. Your musical theology is your musical content. Can it transform an unbeliever? Can it transform their own church? Is the content of your music applicable to every believer? Is it applicable to non-believers? Is the content rich? Is the content in alignment with scriptures in terms of depth, style of the songs? Are they in alignment with the scriptures? So we need to evaluate. And the more you evaluate and you make sure that people are actually enjoying themselves in music, in praise and worship, in choir ministrations, that's one way you can increase your attendance. Number 13, offer more service options. Offer more service option. Okay, I have a pastor friend who's running 2 services, and the 2 services are filled up. You need to add one more, and thank God he was able to listen to me, and he's adding up a 3rd one. You see, adding more options, service option, will change the number of a change in the number of services you offer will be followed by a predictable change in attendance. Okay, I know one way of creating is that some people who attend church who attend another church will want to be part of your church because they just want to get all the goodies in all what is happening in all the churches. But you see, once you are able to add up a increase your number of service you offer, you are also giving your church the capacity to grow. Okay, capacity to increase its attendance. Okay, manage on-site and online engagement. Okay, as you do your on-site, in-person engagement, have a team of people, have a volunteer set of people, have some form of setup, network, leadership to be able to engage online engagement. You see, my church, nobody becomes part of our church if they have not experienced us online. A lot of our people who join our church usually want to be part of our online services. Okay, so manage both sides. Don't say because you are seeing them physically you don't give good content to online engagement. Help get more volunteer on board. One of the things is as you increase your services, it helps more people to get, because the increasing number of services increase the workload. And when you increase the workload, it's obvious that we need more volunteers. And the more volunteers you get in on board, the more you get people to be committed and fulfilled in what they do in the church. It also helps the church with space management in terms of how you use your utility, how you use your car park, how you use your children's church and your educational space. It helps you to manage all that in having multiple services. And then the last one, offer more service options. Okay, in terms of you don't be stereotyped in your service agenda. There's nothing stopping you that you must start your service with opening prayer. You can just start by saying, okay, can you walk up to somebody and just pray for that person for 15 minutes? Okay, that's just still prayer. Okay, change your styles, change your content, change the time. Don't be predictable. Some people just know that at certain time of the service, that's when the message is going to show up, and so they show up in church at that time. So your length or duration should not be predictable. Okay, you need to be able to look at how you can revamp your style, your content, your length, your time, your duration, and all that, making sure that the kinds of people that show up on your pulpit are actually a reflection of the kind of people you want to attract. I also said that manage your on-site and online engagement. I want to wrap it up here. We're going to continue. I've done past 1 to 14 now. In the part 1 to 4, I want you to just get to that past videos, and you're able to get some good content. If this video has been very useful to you, please give us a thumbs up. Share this video out to your network. Let me hear from you. Drop a comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel, turn on the notification bell so that when we upload a new video, you will be notified. And of course, I have membership. You can join membership, and then so I can get some deeper dimensions. Some of these things I'm sharing are deeper than what I'm sharing. So please, if you have any question, please feel free to contact me. I'm always on the back end to receive people's comment and contact. I'll be glad to receive your comment, your questions, or your inquiries. We do consultations, we do trainings, we do strategy planning. Reach out to us so we can help your church move from where it is right now to where God wants it to be. Okay, and so please do us a share on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you till I come your way next week Monday with a continuation of ways to increase church attendance. I say bye bye and God bless you.